Okay, all sorts of weather happening across the country right now as millions of Americans, Cedric, get ready to travel for the holiday.
I tell you what, we've got all that active weather, and it's all because of the bomb cyclone / atmospheric river, all of that coming together to start affecting us here as we go into the weekend. So, Brian, let me show you the precipitation potential here as we go into tomorrow, because it's not going to be for everyone to kick off the day. In fact, I think most of us are dry, but by the afternoon and evening hours, notice the chance of precipitation increasing across Cache Valley, over towards the Uintas, the Wasatch Back, and eventually the Wasatch Front. This is probably the second half of your Saturday. Now, most of that has been off towards the west, and of course, we've been talking about this thing for pretty much the entire week, but the atmospheric river. Remember, we've got this big area of low pressure rotating off the British Columbia. We've got this area of high pressure that's stuck to the south and west, and that's been funneling that moisture all the way from Hawaii up into the west coast. We also call that the Pineapple Express. Yeah, because it originates near Hawaii, right? And so that moisture has been flowing in, pounding areas of the west coast, and finally, that high pressure is breaking down, and some of that moisture is going to start moving our way. Look at the atmospheric river in place right now across Northern California. All these green boxes flashing there, those are flash flood warnings that are in effect across portions of the area, stretching from Chico, California, all the way down through Sacramento and San Francisco, dealing with some flooding tonight. And you see these areas here in pink along the Sierras. Yeah, those are winter storm warnings. Some of these areas, notice how that green starts to turn into solid blue? They can see up to 5 feet of snow and some of the highest elevations of the Sierras coming up for us this weekend. Now, thankfully, we don't have any of those winter storm warnings in effect for the area, but we do have plenty of winter weather advisories for the mountains, the Wasatch Mountains to the north and south of I-80, the Uintas, and even down into the central mountains where accumulating snow will be likely Saturday night. Heading into Sunday, we could see rates 2 inches per hour at times in some of these heaviest bands of snow that develop. So let's time it all out for you here, because again, over the next 12 to 18 hours, it's pretty quiet out there. As we get into the second half of your Saturday, the cold front arrives. It could squeeze out some scattered rain showers here, especially across the Wasatch Front, Cache Valley. Not too concerned about that part. It's once we get into the evening hours, 7 to 8 o'clock, we're looking at a band of heavier precipitation developing. And because it's a heavier band of precipitation, it has the tendency to tap into some colder air aloft upstairs, and it can bring that colder air down to the surface. So I think for sure we're looking at some heavy snow potential in the mountains here, the Wasatch Back, Cache Valley, over towards the Uintas. And as that colder air kind of works its way closer to the valley floors, we could even see some of that rain switch over to snow sometime Saturday night into Sunday morning. And we've got to watch this period very closely, because if this happens early on, like this particular model is showing, it could lead to some accumulations that could be interesting around here. But I think it's going to hold off probably more into Saturday or Sunday early morning. But either way, we're going to have some off and on snow showers continuing into the first half of your Sunday before tapering off by late in Sunday evening as high pressure builds on in, at least temporarily across the area. So how much? Right now, the way it's looking through Sunday, the Wasatch Mountains about 5 to 10 inches, up to about 15 inches in the Cottonwoods, and about 4 to 8 inches on average for the Central Mountains. And right now, I have about 0 to an inch along the Wasatch Front. But we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe up to 2 inches if we can get that flip to heavier snow a little earlier in the evening. So we'll be watching that. Of course, Seth Sanders will be in this weekend. He'll have a full update on the latest information. So check in with him. He'll be tracking that rain to snow transition tomorrow night. Look at the impacts here. Yeah, we're going to have some of those, especially in the higher elevations. We're not done after Sunday. I said high pressure would build in briefly. Look at this. Another storm lines up and heads our way Monday night into Tuesday. Rain, snow, it's going to be a sloppy, wintry mess as we get towards the beginning of next week. Juicy weather pattern out there with 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of liquid precipitation. And yes, some of that will fall as wintry weather. But look at this. All of it's out of here by Thanksgiving Day. So that's the good news. But between now and then, expect unsettled weather with cooling temperatures. And yes, the potential of some wintry weather again. Saturday night into Sunday is going to be a key time frame. And then again, Tuesday into Wednesday. Of course, we'll keep you updated.
Okay. Good time to stay inside and watch some sports.
Well, not too bad for the Utah game tomorrow night.
True.
Like
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, should be good. Should be good.
And probably warm down in Arizona State for BYU.
Yes, yes.